What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Jose here at the First Round by Podcast, accompanied by my boy, Mr. Sauce.
It's welcome to episode 15. And you know what? If you watched our previous episode 14, we actually had our very first guest on the show. And even though he is a Ravens fan, I still appreciate him. So we decided to have him on for another show. So please welcome back Mr. Bryan Carter.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. I'll try not to drone on as much this time.
Wait, you're talking about this time. That's assuming that you guys watched the last episode.
Oh.
Which you can find at firstroundby.com. Well,
nice segue.
I'm going to
Thank you.
Shit, I already said it. So now I got to keep up with the website. Oh, that's great. We all know how well I am.
Now you have homework. Damn it.
That's right. Well, that's going to basically make it to where I am definitely not the MVP of this podcast.
Oh, I see what you did there.
But you know what we can talk about? I'm actually very curious. Right now, MVP candidates. We've had quite a few players that have been standing out quite a bit, which is kind of crazy. And part of the reason why it's kind of crazy is just because some of these guys are guys that you probably wouldn't expect in other seasons. So that just shows that people are taking the next steps. So because I like to be cordial, and I'm going to ask our guest first, Mr. Carter.
Such a gentleman and a scholar.
Who are your MVP candidates so far?
So far,
No
man,
particular order. Just
no particular order. Well, first and foremost, I think you have to give it to the leader of the only undefeated team in the NFL right now, and I think Kyler Murray is definitely going to be in the conversation, at least the top 2 or 3 come the end of the season. But I mean, I would also be really stupid as a football fan to think that TB12 is out of the conversation ever, just because I think the Super Bowl is going to go through the Buccaneers again this year, and it's it depends on who the AFC is going to represent to face him. So other than that, I would definitely have to say that Dak, as much as it kills me to give the Cowboys credit because I hate the Cowboys, even though it's okay because my stepson is a big Cowboys fan, so I've learned to accept him for all of his flaws, but no, anyway, but all seriousness, I mean, Dak is having an otherworldly season. I mean, considering what he, coming off of the injury he came off 100%. Of, and to come back and just, being 5-1 and the only team that's actually above 500 in that division. I mean, they would be stupid to lose that division. And so, I'd have to give, those are probably my top 3 are going to be Murray, Brady, and Dak.
That's a good top 3 too, especially since, I mean, Kyler's playing out of his mind so far this season. And obviously, I'm in the same boat, man. It's really hard for me to give any props to any Cowboys, but man, Dak is also playing very, very well. Yep. So I could definitely see some of those. What about you, Josie?
Man, I have like a handful of candidates.
Bring it on!
I have a handful.
Okay,
I'm gonna try to name them all because
is it a mouthful?
It's a mouthful.
Ooh.
That's for a different episode.
All right, so kind of to what to hit on what he said. Kyler Murray. All right.
Okay.
TB12.
Okay.
Dak Prescott.
Yep.
Okay.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, you can't. I mean,
Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry.
My heart.
And Derrick
Justin Herbert. I'm sorry, I'm gonna call him Josh Herbert.
Josh Herbert.
Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
So was that like 6 or 7 players?
Yeah.
All really good candidates and all playing really, really hard.
So here's the thing too, though, because correct me if I'm wrong, but for the past couple years, or even probably more than that, I feel like there's only been maybe 2 or 3 MVP caliber players that have been playing MVP type football throughout the season, but I feel like this year we have so many candidates.
Yeah, most years you're right, because most years within the first 3 or 4 weeks,
you're
it's almost pretty clear cut.
Head to head, 2 people head to head. It's either Brady or whoever the hell you want to say.
Brady or Manning for so many years.
Whatever.
No joke.
Rodgers.
And I'll throw another name out there that you may not even be thinking about. How about Matthew Stafford?
Dark
horse for MVP. I mean, he's got them at 5-1, playing really, really good.
Yeah. So we got so many candidates this year.
We really do.
Absolutely. And the season's still early. We're going into week 7, so we still have plenty of football left to play. So maybe week 10, week 12, we can kind of revisit the same question.
Oh, absolutely.
Where these current players?
Who knows? Maybe week 10 we'll get this bozo back on here.
To hit on Jose's point, we're kind of hitting the dog days of the schedule. We're at that halfway point. The next 3 or 4 games are going to be a grind. Trying for most teams to either get players back from injury or avoid other injuries because. my poor Ravens are just. I mean, it's so bad. We're bringing back. Forgive me. Le'Veon Bell is now a Raven. It hurts me so bad to say that because he was such a nightmare for us for so many years, and the fact that he's wearing Raven purple is a little bit difficult to stomach, but he's doing great things for us.
You just got to accept it.
And Devontae Freeman. I mean, the fact that we are having to resort to Latavius Murray, Devontae Freeman, and Le'Veon Bell at our running back position goes to show how decimated by injury we are. And the fact that we are still sitting at the top of our division at 5-1 with Cincy nipping at our heels is a testament to
it's a very good division.
Yep.
It's a good division race.
It's a great division, so it's going to be fun.
I would definitely like to say that just to touch on the MVPs, I would say, I mean, it's pretty much consensus with most of them. I would definitely say that leading the pack, it probably has to be like Kyler and Lamar and probably Tom Brady. But I will also touch on the fact that you mentioned a non-quarterback in that sense. Right. My boy King Henry. And
I mean, if you don't give it to a quarterback, there is no other player that is worthy of it than King Henry. I mean, I have to call him King Henry too because he is playing like the king of running backs right now.
Man,
the guy is playing out of his mind.
Pace right now.
Absolutely.
And so I mean, I'm happy with it. Obviously, being a Titans fan and everything, but I think that the only way that Henry would have a chance is he's got to at least get. I would say probably the bottom line is going to be 2,000 yards.
Yep.
Another 2,000-yard season, and then probably like 20-plus touchdowns.
Dude, what does he have now?
He's got to get close.
He's at 10.
He's at 10?
Yeah.
I honestly think he's going to break 20. Easily,
I think
especially with the added games.
I agree.
What's the all-time mark? I have to look that up.
28. Yeah, we actually looked at that not last episode, but episode 13.
God, LT was something else, wasn't he?
He was.
He was lightning in the bottle, like figuratively and literally.
And what's kind of crazy though is just the fact that Henry's he's dominating games right now. Mm-hmm. Just absolutely dominating games.
And I touched on it last episode if you watched it that to make a deep playoff run, you need either a strong running game, good defense, or quarterback. And I mean, if the worst thing you have come playoff time is you have to put the game on Derrick Henry's shoulders, I think you're in pretty good hands if you do that.
100%.
I mean, it's not one of those things where, you have to hope that maybe Tyler Heineke or like a Ryan Fitzpatrick type is going to lead you to the promised land. Instead, you have the back-to-back leading rushing champion and guy that is, I mean, he's the leading MVP candidate for non-quarterbacks.
100%. You probably didn't hear it first, but you heard it here first.
Well, you know what? if you want to talk non-quarterback leading candidates, what about Devontae Adams?
He is playing pretty out of his mind.
I'd have to check his stats, but yeah, I mean, as far as wide receivers, I mean, he's got to be the top guy in the league. He has been for. And what's funny is I remember back when he first came in the league, and it was obviously the Jordy Nelson show in Green Bay, and Devontae Adams had he had drop issues, and I remember that Aaron Rodgers
got the best hands in the league.
No, and Aaron Rodgers kept coming back to him because he saw something in him, and he knew that this guy was special, and he knew that his work ethic, just demanded excellence, and
100%.
They ended up getting rid of Jordy Nelson to the team we all admitted earlier we hate, the Raiders.
The Raiders? Sin City Raiders!
And then Devontae Adams stepped in the fold, and he just, took off. So, I mean, he's obviously the top wide receiver right now in the league, and he has to be mentioned in that conversation of non-quarterbacks as well.
I would have to agree. But I do think that his road would be a lot harder because a lot of it is dependent on Aaron Rodgers or whoever's under center for the Packers because, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he could. We don't hope for any injuries, but he could always get injured and everything. So, I mean, it's already shaping up to be a pretty good MVP race. And I did like the mention of Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford has had such a resurgence since getting. Was he traded or did he get signed?
It was a trade. They're actually fixing to have a special, I think, in the upcoming, weekend where they sit both of them down and they talk about the trade, like with both of them in the same room. And I'm eager to hear about that because during the OU game today, Robert Griffin III was talking about that, and he can't wait to hear how that conversation is going to go down between the two.
I bet Jared Goff is kind of depressed.
They're playing tomorrow. Like we're recording this episode on a Saturday evening. So they play
Saturday
tomorrow.
evening.
Oh, are we nuts?
So I don't know.
Why are we not
this
out
podcast
partying?
is going to be up. It might be up on Sunday or Monday, one of the two. So
I was about to say, I'd be careful about making some of those declarations because I already said the website would be updated by the time this is out.
I'm a man of my word.
Man, he already has homework.
I'm a man of my word.
Whoa. Do I need to step out of the
word.
room? Do I need to step out of the room? Is this getting too personal? No.
No, I think it's getting very personal, and I think that you should stay.
Hey, I'm gonna switch.
Sauce.
I'm gonna switch gears on you guys real quick. Just kind of throw a curveball out there.
Okay.
Dark horse Super Bowl contenders going into Week 7.
Dark horse Super Bowl contenders.
Not someone that is like the pretty pick, the Mahomes or the Brady's, the kind of dark horse that no one's expecting that could really make noise come playoff time.
I would say in the AFC, we kind of touched on it, I believe, last episode. Cincinnati.
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 You had to bring up those Bengals.
That's hilarious.
I have to try to keep it PG-13.
No, you don't have to. Feel free to.
Yeah.
Feel free to cuss up a storm.
Here, I'll start you off. Well, shit.
Those fucking Bengals. No, but seriously, I mean, their defense is playing really well right now. Joe Burrow and Chase have a special connection that is going to be fun to watch for years.
Exactly.
But my biggest question mark is, T. Higgins has kind of been banged up all year. Boyd hasn't really, stepped into that number 2 role. So
yeah, kind of pissed off about Boyd.
If teams can, kind of bottleneck Mixon and find a way to shadow Chase, can Burrow show enough poise and experience come playoff time on the road or even at home to get his team over the hump to that next level. And I think coming off injury, I mean, he sat out last year. He was, trying to rehab. I know he was studying a lot of play, but it's different than getting on the field and actually getting out there and taking your lumps. So come playoff time, is his, stamina going to be there? Is the inexperience of Chase going up against, a decent corner going to be there? I don't know, but the Bengals are definitely a team that's scary, and I'm hoping it'll be later rather than sooner, but I can see it being sooner rather than later.
I was about to say I was gonna throw out another team that I prior to 2 weeks ago I would have said that they were probably a decent dark horse candidate, but they've been riddled with injuries.
Damn it, Sauce! You're taking my team.
So I'm going to pass it over to Josie since we're in the same wavelength right now.
What a guy. What a gentleman.
Damn it, Sauce. You passing it over to me?
I am passing it over to you.
All right.
Here's the baton.
My dark horse candidate, and I think we talked about this team a few times in previous episodes, but
we haven't talked about them in a while.
They're not done yet. They're not done yet. Like, a lot of people are kind of writing them off, especially because, like what Sauce said, because of injuries.
Oh, my gosh.
The Cleveland Browns.
The Cleveland Browns. I was going to say the
Browns.
I was going to say the Chargers. What are you talking about?
No, you were going to say the Browns, right?
I was going to say the Browns.
That's a decent dark horse. That's not bad.
No, because look, because last game they just played a Thursday night game against the Broncos. Baker was out.
Yep.
Hunt was out.
Garrett was out.
Chubb was out. Garrett was out.
I
didn't know Garrett was out.
At least I believe I saw he was. I believe he was out.
Was
that
he?
game.
Was he being drug tested again?
Yeah, for going 2 games in a row being sleeveless.
Yeah.
No, I thought
I want to get to that level.
I thought he was nursing like a hamstring or something. I might have to double check that. Maybe he played, but no, I could have swore. Yeah, I looked at the injury report and it was pretty nasty.
Didn't they play the Broncos?
Yeah,
they played the Broncos and they pulled it out with Case Keenum as backup. So, I mean, to your point,
Look, as long as they can stay healthy, man, and because like I know we just had Week 6 and they had a shit ton of people on out for the game for injury, but moving forward, I feel like if they can stay healthy, at least one of the running backs, at least if one of them could at least stay healthy, then I feel like they can make some serious noise in the playoffs.
I would agree, except so my biggest issue with that is that for one, so they have a lot of odds stacked against them right now. They're down injury wise, but also they play in a very competitive division.
Mm-hmm.
Super competitive
we just talked
division.
about the Bengals.
Exactly.
And the freaking Ravens.
Exactly. Yeah. So
the AFC North and the AFC West are going to be
stacked. I'm not going to count out the Browns just yet because the way that they're constructed is actually very, very good. They've got a good offensive line. They've got a very good defense at times whenever everybody's healthy. Obviously, that's the big thing. But they have a little bit of time to get healthy. But you can't fall too far behind in that division because, I mean, there's other teams that are going to be nipping at the – because, I mean, just look at the AFC West. You got KC, you got the Sin City Raiders, and you got the Chargers. So, like, there's even though we have an extra seed,
Poor Denver. No one wants to mention Denver in that division. I feel like Matt Gainford needs a shout out for that because
that's right.
His Broncos aren't getting any love, but no, they're not going to.
They're not going to do anything. I'm sorry.
Hey Matt, your Broncos are trash.
Nice. That'll get him to wash. Yep. Come at him. So my dark horse, and I don't know if either of you guys are going to see this, and it's going to be completely out of left field, but I think a dark horse candidate is going to be the New Orleans Saints.
Oof.
And here's why I say this, because the New Orleans Saints has Sean Payton as their coach. Sean Payton is definitely a quarterback guru, not to mention the fact they still have Alvin Kamara, who is not too many years removed for being one of the top, running backs in the league. And
very good dual threat running back too.
And their defense is solid, and the fact that their offense is kind of predicated around Jameis Winston not having to do too much. I know, and it's hard for me to say this because Jameis Winston is the first quarterback to ever make his own 30 for 30 special during the season with a touchdown interception 30 for 30 count, which is just still baffling to me that anyone can ever reach that. But
only Jameis.
I mean, he's doing what's asked of him this year. His stats are actually like quietly really good, and they have so many weapons. They still have Taysom Hill at their disposal. I mean, plus Michael Thomas is going to come back at some point, and if he comes back in the second half of that season and is half of what he's capable of, I mean, forget about it. So I could see them with their defense and the superstar potential of Alvin Kamara that they could make some noise in the playoffs, especially if you have to go into the Superdome and play, there.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's absolutely just nuts. So I was looking ahead to see some of the matchups that are going to be going on. Not
you weren't focused, were you? You were looking at something else, weren't you? It was like squirrel. No.
Yeah, no, 100% I was. I was completely.
No, you're moving on to the next point. I mean, we're just over here kind of rambling, so you're getting ready for the next segue. I get it.
Ish, yeah. I mean, so I was looking at some of the Week 8 matchups. I know that I'm going a week in advance.
Oh,
just
no,
because.
Why wouldn't you? There's 6 teams on bye this week. It's like, let's get back to
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, and see, that was the main reason why I was looking at some of the other matchups and everything, because I was going to take a look at it real quick and see. Is that actually is week 8 the
that's the halfway point
is
officially.
Are the Ravens playing that? Is that when their bye is? Because I'm not seeing them at all.
Week 8?
It might be.
I can look it up real here.
Well, dang, that just kind of killed my point.
Yeah, so week 8, you only have the Raiders and the Ravens on the bye.
Wow. So here's what my point was going to be, because our lovely guest is a Ravens fan. I was going to ask him about how he felt about that Week 8 matchup. But anyway, what we're going to do actually is segue into the main matchup that I was wanting to talk about was going to be that Thursday night matchup.
Week 8 or week 7?
Week 8.
Week 8?
Ooh,
oh,
Arizona Green Bay.
That's a nasty game.
That is going to be ridiculous. So
yes.
I'm really excited about that, especially since we're going to get to see one of the MVP candidates, Mr. Kyler Murray.
Two possible MVP candidates, because Aaron Rodgers you can never really count him out.
He's quietly having a great year after that first game. That first game.
But to Jose's point, there's so many people that are playing at a high level right now. It's like the MVP is wide open.
Yep,
it has to be. And I only give Murray the slight nod because they're 6-0. They've beaten some teams that they were not expected to beat. And the fact that they're in that division, I know Seattle is decimated with Russell Wilson injury and Chris Carson and all this, but that division is normally like the most loaded division in the NFC. I mean, you look at San Francisco with that defense, if they can ever get healthy. You look at Arizona, and I mean, you look at Seattle. I mean, ridiculous. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just wide open. But that's going to be a fun game, Arizona Green Bay.
Oh, absolutely. And part of the reason why I am also so excited about it is just because, like, I actually have enjoyed watching the Cardinals play this year, because they've just been so dominant so far. But we'll see what happens moving forward on it.
And it's funny because I can, think back a couple of years whenever, Kingsbury took the job and everyone's like, what? Like, why are they giving Kingsbury a shot? This guy has no, NFL experience. He was a very middle of the road coach at Texas Tech, and they give him a shot, and then they get Kyler Murray, and everyone thought it was kind of like a fun and gun, like kind of gimmick offense, back to the Spurrier Washington days. Like, is this really going to work with a 5'8", 5'9" quarterback? And the fact that they're sitting where they're sitting and their defense is solid, and the fact that Kyler Murray is playing just at a completely different level. So yeah, they're a completely fun team to watch.
100%.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, you can't say enough about some of these guys so far. They've just been absolutely destroying it and taking the league by storm. Especially, obviously, we've talked a lot about Kyler Murray, talked about Lamar Jackson, we've talked about even Derrick Henry and everything, which is kind of crazy because for the first time in a while, we actually have like legitimate candidates for that are not just quarterbacks, which is absolutely nuts to me. So
that's good for the game of football. So you bring up the Thursday night matchup. What's your take on it? What's your prediction?
I'm going to go 28-24 Cardinals.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yep.
Me?
Josie.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
I'm going to go, I'm going to go 21-18 Cardinals.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think both quarterbacks are going to want to show out a little bit. I'm going to go 38-35.
Holy shit.
Packers.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you can't go wrong with either team.
I know.
Like both
It
teams are
kills me
playing
'cause I'm
great.
such a big OU fan, but yeah, I don't know. Like I could see it coming down to who has the ball last in the fourth quarter, and can you really go against Rodgers having the ball in his hands last?
Y'all saw what he did against was it San Francisco?
Yes.
Exactly. So I think it's going to be it could go either way, but my gut's telling me the Packers are going to hand the Cardinals their first loss.
Wow. Interesting. Well, you guys heard it here first. You definitely have to have heard it here first, as long as Josie gets this up in time.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I got to call
So you
myself
both have
out there.
homework, man.
That's
I got
right.
off easy. I don't have to do anything.
I know. Well, I mean, obviously you're a guest, so you don't have to do anything except for
yeah.
sit there and look pretty and talk some football.
Oh, sorry about on both accounts, but
That's awesome. All right, guys. So that's pretty much the time that we've got for today. Definitely make sure that you guys are interacting. Show some love, especially since we've got our inaugural guest.
man, thank you.
On the episode?
It was fun. I had a lot of fun talking football with you guys. It was great.
Absolutely. Let us know if you guys would like to see him back, because it's all going to be on you. I'm just kidding. It's,
So if you're not back, it's all these guys' fault.
yeah. Blame the viewers. Make sure you like and share and hit that subscribe button, especially on YouTube. We definitely would like to hear from you guys also. So make sure you're commenting, interact with us. We also post this on social media, on Facebook and everything. So, and on Instagram. So just interact. We love, obviously it's three friends here that enjoy talking football.
And if you guys want to comment something on one of these, YouTube videos or, podcasts or whatever, and ask a question, if one of us is on there, we'll be happy to answer it. If you have a question about, fantasy, or if you want to take our opinion on, who we might think is the next
Absolutely.
great running back or wide receiver, we check comments, we check all that. So yeah, I mean, these guys do a great job. I'm one of their subscribers and I enjoy watching them work. So yeah, check them out.
Definitely. I can't speak for Josie, but I definitely appreciate that. We definitely love I mean, I guess I could speak for him, but yeah, Josie, you got anything else for these lovely people?
I mean, kind of same thing, man. Just thank you guys for watching. Appreciate the support. And if you're interested in possibly being a guest here on the First Round Bye podcast, contact me or Sauce.
That's right. That's the best way to go about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're an OU fan, with the exception of this guy,
You notice I didn't wear any OU stuff in your house out of respect for you being a Texas fan.
no,
so,
I seriously don't mind. Like, I'm a football fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people that are OU fans, Texas fans, whatever fans that I absolutely despise
Right.
teams. I don't mind any team. Kind of like what I said. I just enjoy
Right.
the game and I respect every team and every player.
Yeah, and I'm one of those people too where, I mean, unless you're just, an absolute ignorant, like, OU sucks and that's the end of the conversation, and you don't want to have any, like realistic take on it. I'm a realist. I'm an OU fan, but I also realize that whenever Texas beats us, and if they beat us, they beat us, and there's no excuses behind it. They were the better team that day, and there's a lot of people that are just blind to the fact that, it was someone else's fault. It was the ref's fault. It was that fault. So as far as OU Texas, it's great for the Big 12, soon to be the SEC, but, yeah, that's going to be a different episode. We could talk about that. That'd be fun. But,
absolutely.
But thanks again for you guys having me on. That was a lot of fun.
Yes,
absolutely. We definitely enjoy it. We love it and everything. Thank you again for showing up, taking time out of your day, because I know that we all got busy lives and everything. So just taking the time out to come hang out with us and record with us. Definitely appreciate it. As always, firstroundbide.com. Hit us up on any of the streaming services, YouTube. Are we on Pandora?
I can't wait for my shirt, by the way.
Don't check out Pandora because you won't find us there. Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. As for us, I got nothing else. So thank you guys for watching.
Thanks for having me.
Next one.
Peace.
Later.